Today we're going to learn 5 do's and don'ts when giving an amazing and effective prenatal Thai massage. And then when you incorporate these 5 key principles into how you give the massage, then you're going to help to give a massage that is more effective and that is safer for your clients. Just before we get into it, I want to talk to you about 2 key resources. One is Transformational Thai Massage, and that is my certification, mentoring, and coaching program. And this helps you to take Thai massage to the next level, to explore issues like prenatal Thai massage in great depth, to get certified in the massage, to build amazing businesses as well. So to book a free consultation and to learn all about this program, click on this link down below. And also, you can take my Thai Massage Challenge, which teaches you a neck, shoulder, and upper back massage. It is completely free, and by the time you're done with it, you'll learn how to give an incredible, hugely beneficial massage. So you can click on this link down below to get started right now. All right, now as we dive into this, the first thing I want to say is that these are some general points to consider. It is not necessarily true in all situations. In fact, one of my key things that I say to any student asking any question about how to massage, whether it's prenatal or for anyone, is you want to treat the person first and the issue or the condition second. So keep that in mind as you are setting up for your massages. Also, this is all assuming that the pregnancy is progressing normally, that the mom and baby are healthy. If there are conditions that are going on in the pregnancy, you definitely want to get a doctor's permission before proceeding. And so the first thing I want to talk about is how you set your client up for the massage. I think we know that we don't want to have our clients lying face down most of the time when giving that prenatal massage, but we also don't want to have them lying flat on their back either. So if you're going to do foot massage, or if you're going to do leg massage, then it's important that you're going to have your partner basically in a supported recline position. And the way I like to do that, the best prop that I like to use is called a floor chair. And there's a couple of companies that I would recommend. Actually, the one that I've been working with the most, they're called Relax. They're really affordable floor chairs. And another one, which you might have heard of this term, is called the back jack. And so with a Relax chair or with a back jack, essentially it's set up in such a way that you can position that chair in multiple ways. You know, you don't just use it to sit on the ground, but you can use it to set up the comfortable recline position, and then add pillows on top of it to make it even more comfortable as well. Now, if you don't happen to have that, then you just need to create that with props that you do have. So essentially, you're going to need probably 3 or 4 pillows that are set up in a reclined position so that when you lie your client back, they have that support not only for their back but for their head. You not only want them to not lie flat, you want their head to be tilted forward as well. But the truth of the matter is that for most of the massage, my advice is you're going to have your client lying on their side or seated. And so in the seated part of the massage, it's a great time to get into some lower back and some shoulder massage. And when you have them on their side, then that's again another great time to get into all kinds of places in their shoulders, in their neck, in their back, to provide both stretching and massage techniques. And that then leads me to my second point, which is where we want to have the main focus of the massage. And in my experience, massaging hundreds, if not thousands, of pregnant women, the places that are often most in need are going to be the shoulders and the lower back. And so if you simply know some really good techniques at this point for massaging the shoulders, the neck, and the lower back, then this is where you want to focus your attention. And you can combine that with really the third point, this third do, which is that the kind of pressure that you want to give in your massage should be on the moderate side. So even if you have clients that typically like really deep pressure or like to test their boundaries and their limits, let's say with stretches, to go into really deep stretches as well, when your client is pregnant, I would say to dial it back to, if they like 10 out of 10 pressure, you want to give 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. And if they like 8 out of 10 pressure, well, then maybe 6 or 7 out of 10. And the reason for that Number one is because there's actually a hormone that gets released in the body really early in pregnancy called relaxin. And so this makes the body more flexible, and more flexible than they typically are when they're not pregnant. So to avoid possibly overstretching or creating any muscle strains in the body, you just want to dial it back a little bit. But the other thing is that the massage is really about relaxation. And so when you lighten the pressure and then you focus in on the shoulders and the neck and the lower back, then you're bringing relief and relaxation to the places where they need it most. And so that leads me to point number 4, which are a couple of the don'ts in the massage. And so this is really about where you don't want to press and how not to press. And so there are a couple of points around the ankle where in general you don't want to press during most of the time when your client is pregnant. And so that would be on the underneath this bone on the side, which is called the malleolus, and also on the top of the ankle. So in general, tend to avoid pressing anywhere too close to the ankle because there are pressure points there that can actually induce labor. So unless your client is coming to term and they're actually trying to induce labor, we don't want to press in that area. And then similarly, what we also don't want to press, and I guess this is also related to the deep pressure point, is not to use your thumbs in the massage very often. And that's especially when working on the sen lines. So sen lines are the meridians in the body, and you can bring a lot of great relief to press on those sen lines. But as we already know, we want to keep the pressure light. We don't want to press too firmly into those pressure points, into those sen lines, into those meridians. So I typically just avoid using my thumbs altogether, and I do lots of work with my palms. So that could be either with the base of my hand over here, or if I make a gentle fist, or it's called a soft fist, I can use that fist to rub and softly sink into the sen lines as well. So when you're working those meridians and when you're working those sen lines, best not to use your thumbs. And so that brings me to my 5th and final point, and maybe the most important one, which is that women are not breakable. And what I mean by that is that it's just so important to, first and foremost, even though it's my last point, to listen to your client and listen to her needs and honor them, and to trust that she knows her body better than I do and better than you do as well. And so, for example, if your client tells you that she likes really deep pressure, then I would honor that and give really deep pressure. If your client has a regular yoga practice and does a lot of stretching and is loose and limber, then it's quite likely that you can bring her into pretty deep stretches if that's what she wants. The things that I've been talking about here are some general do's and don'ts, and they're the result of really giving, like I said, thousands of prenatal massages. At the same time, every person is different. And when you treat the person first and the issue, in this case pregnancy second, then you're going to go right. And to help support you in that is to communicate. And so as you go a little deeper than you think you would otherwise do, as you stretch someone a little more than you otherwise would, if your partner is mentioning that they actually lie flat on their back and they're very comfortable lying flat on their back, or even flat on their front still because maybe they're early on in their pregnancy, when you're pushing those boundaries and pushing your own comfort level, most important is to communicate and check in and ask how it's going, and let them know that, you know, at any point I am going to check in, and at any point we can always change how it is that you're lying and change the pressure and change anything to help make it feel even better and better for you. So work on just having really good communication, and that's going to help you to do things safely and effectively. And if you like these do's and don'ts and you want more of this, well, I'd love to hear about it. So click on the like button if you're liking this video, and subscribe to this channel, and click on the bell so that you get notifications when I post new videos as well. So for now, I just want to let you know that giving a massage when your client is pregnant is one of the most rewarding and best times to both give the massage to see just amazing results and bring amazing relief to your client, and of course that means because it's for them as well, and that at this precious time in their lives, having that release and having that relief from all the extra pressure that gets put on their body and all the changes that are going on in their body, it's just so rewarding. So I encourage you to give them. I encourage you to ask your questions. And again, like this video if you're liking this information, so then I know that I can make even more for you. And lastly, Transformational Thai Massage is my certification, coaching, and mentoring program. If you want to go further on this subject, the best thing is to become a member. And so you can click on this link down below to have a free conversation with me, a free consultation to see what the program's all about and if it's the best fit for you. And also you can learn amazing neck, shoulder, and upper back massage, which is one of those key areas that I mentioned that is so beneficial for your partner, by clicking on this link down below to take my Thai massage challenge. For now, just want to wish you some amazing massages, and we'll talk to you real soon.